Greetings and welcome to I Am Sure Sports. This is Omar Stennett. So delighted to have you watching one more of our episodes. We thank you for all the love and the support that you have been showing us, and we want to encourage you to keep it going. As Tommy Cowan would say, great MC. Yes, indeed. And we are back again. This is going to be a good one. Really going to talk about some European football and some local football and some basketball and some cricket. But before we get into all of that, I want to again remind you of what we'd love for you to do for us as we continue this great movement. Number one, we want you to subscribe to our channel. Our subscriptions have increased and you could be the next subscriber. All right, and so we're going to jump right into it today and talk about a few stuff that we want you to comment on and really let me know what your thoughts are. Put your comments in the comment section and I will respond, because we're going to deal with some very troubling matters with our local football. But firstly, let us trek over into Europe. Last week, Friday, there was a draw for the Europa League quarterfinals and semifinals, and there was also the draw for the Champions League quarterfinals and semifinals. And because those draws were done, you can try to make a pathway to see who would get to the finals. So we're going to give you our sure predictions based on the matchups in the quarterfinals, what it looks like for the semifinals. So for the Europa League, we see Manchester United having had the better of AC Milan in their round of 16 game. They get Granada. Granada, they are from out of Spain and they defeated Molde. Molde is a team that was in the zone that Arsenal was in. They're out of Norway. Granada got the better of them, but they are struggling in La Liga. And so I expect that Manchester United will get the better of Granada, and Manchester United are my first pick for the semifinals of the Europa League. The second tie will be the Ajax. So Ajax, right, will be playing Roma of Italy. That's Roma of Italy playing Ajax, and that I believe is going to be a very, very tough game, very hard to call. But the winner of that tie will end up taking on Manchester United in the semifinals. And I think any of these two teams could pose serious challenges for Manchester United over two legs. You'd remember that a few seasons ago, Ajax had a great run in the Champions League. The Roma team is a very good team. They have Chris Smalling and Mkhitaryan, who are Manchester United players. And they are doing very, very well. I think they are fourth in the Serie A right now. So they had an easy tie. They kind of came out of that brilliant, I think 5-1, and aggregate they won their tie. Ajax had a few challenges, but they made it through their tie as well. And I'm not going to pick because that's a very tight tie. What I will say is that I believe any of those two teams that meet Manchester United will probably beat Manchester United. I think Manchester, the long season and all the games are beginning to take a toll on them. Injuries and players recovering. And the team seems to be losing a bit of chemistry and work. They got knocked out of the FA Cup quite comprehensively by Leicester City over the weekend. And I feel like their form is being diminishing in a sense. And the coach, again, I believe he's struggling to get the best out of this Manchester United team at this point. And so I think they are going to get knocked out at the semifinals round by either Ajax or Roma, whoever wins that tie. Now on the other end of the bracket, we have Arsenal, who, though they lost 1-0 to Olympiacos at home, they got through 3-2 an aggregate score. And so they will be taking on Slavia Prague, the team that beat Rangers. Rangers are the Scottish champions, and they were defeated by Slavia Prague 2-1 an aggregate. Very good team. They have a young 17-year-old centre forward, tall and very fast, that Slavia Prague team, and so could pose some problems for Arsenal, but I can't see this team getting the better of Arsenal over 2 legs, and so I see Arsenal advancing to the semi-finals. The other tie, I think, is going to be very tricky to call. You have Villarreal out of Spain versus the Croatian team, Dynamo Zagreb, that team that knocked out Tottenham Hotspurs, defeating Tottenham by 3-0 at home, winning 3-2 an aggregate. Very, very good side. In fact, there are 2 players who presently play at West Ham in the Premier League, Souček and Kufal, who plays wing-back. Souček plays in the midfield, who are part of this Dynamo Zagreb team before being transferred to West Ham United. And so this tie right here, Villarreal has, I think, one of the guru of the Europa Cup, Unai Emery, former Arsenal coach over there. Earlier in the season, they were second, third in La Liga. Their form has fallen. And I believe because they are looking at the Europa League as their means of getting into the Champions League. As you know, the winner of the Europa League qualifies automatically for the Champions League. And I think Valencia made a decision because of Unai Emery to focus on the Europa League. I think, though, that they even if they get past, I don't think they're going to get past Dynamo Zagreb. If they get past Dynamo Zagreb, what a semi-final period it would be, because now Mikel Arteta would go up against Unai Emery. Can you imagine what that would look like? Because Mikel Arteta is the person who replaced Unai Emery at Arsenal, and Unai Emery had some bad blood with some of the players who presently play for Arsenal. So that will be a very, very interesting tie to look out for. But for some reason, I think Dynamo Zagreb, looking at how they played against Tottenham, they will get the better of this Unai Emery team. That they are not solid defensively. That's Villarreal. And so I don't see them coming out of this. So I predict that Arsenal will play Dynamo Zagreb in the semi-finals and end up in the finals. So I'm very sure that Arsenal will be one of the finalists for the Europa. Now you may say, well, how do you know that? Listen, you watch the Arsenal game against West Ham, down 3, came back 3-0 in it. Very poor first half, but in the second half, I mean, they were like a world-class team. On Arsenal's good day, they can beat any team in the Premier League, and they can beat Dynamo Zagreb. What you have to hope and pray is that they have 2 good days, or they have a very good day and an average day, and they should get the better of this tie and be in the final. What will happen? We'll have to see who they face in the finals to determine if they will win the Europa League. All right, so let's move into the Champions League. This is a whole lot more interested, I believe, because we have some crucial matchups, and this is going to be so good, right? Number 1, we have City versus Borussia Dortmund. You remember that Jadon Sancho was a Manchester City player who couldn't break into the team and decided to go to Germany. Now he gets to play against Manchester City. All right, they also have this youngster from out of England called Jude Bellingham, playing very well as a youngster over there. But they have Haaland, who is a big forward, who City, we understand, are seeking to purchase come the transfer window. They have a very good attack, but their defense, I don't think their defense can contain Manchester City. I think this is going to be a high-scoring tie. It's probably going to be like 6-3 an aggregate score. That's what I believe. Like there's going to be a 4-2 victory and a 2-1 and a 2-1 victory, which would make the tie 6-3. And I'm going to give City the edge because I think City are better defensively, and they are just as potent as Dortmund on the offensive end of the field. But it will be a very interesting tie. So let's look and see what will happen. Now the other tie will be that look out for is this Real Madrid-Liverpool matchup, right? Madrid is doing well in the Champions League, but their league form is poor. Liverpool is doing poorly in the league, but their Champions League form has been very good. right? Except for Gomez and Van Dijk, they're also getting back some of their players, and so their team is a whole lot stronger. And so for this tie, I just feel like though Madrid has been playing well, it's going to be a very close tie, probably like a 2-1. It probably will go down to penalty, and if it goes down to penalty, I'm going to pick Madrid. But if it doesn't go to penalties, I think Liverpool may just edge this because they have nothing else to play for. They are not going to be in a Champions League space. They're not going to finish in the top 4 based on I got that prediction wrong. I thought they would have, but they're way off pace now to finish in the top 4. So I think their best bet is to try and at least have some silverware in winning the Champions League. It's going to be very difficult because if they get out of this quarterfinal, they have a very tough semi-final game as well. And so I am going to let's see, tell me what you think. Listen, I love Liverpool, though I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm going to go with I'm going to go with what should I do? I don't even know. Wow. Because Madrid, I mean, Karim Benzema has been on form this season. They have been defending very, very, very well. I mean, you know what? Liverpool. All right, there you go, Liverpool. I'm selecting Liverpool. I'm not sure. This is I Am Sure Sports, but I'm not sure about that. Liverpool, don't fail me now. All right. The other tie will be Porto versus Chelsea. I did tell you that when Tuchel comes into Chelsea, he's going to change everything because he's a master tactician. Tactically, I think he's one of the most astute coaches out there, and he's showing that at Chelsea. Their form has changed, and just the way they're playing, they're looking a whole lot better now than how they looked under Frank Lampard. And I could see Chelsea going all the way to the finals of the Champions League. I don't think they're good enough to win it, but I think Tuchel has got them playing well, and so I think they're going to beat Porto easily. Listen, Porto has some Mexicans playing for them, and that is why I'm saying that even when it comes to World Cup qualifying in CONCACAF, look out for this Mexican team. The core of the Porto midfield are Mexican players. And I mean, dominant. This team knocked out Juve with Cristiano Ronaldo. So they are not an easy team. They're very good defensively. They have this all-star called Pepe, who was at Real Madrid back there playing. So let's see how that goes. But I have to give Chelsea the edge just because I think their coach is a very good tactician. Then the big game, I think, of the quarterfinals will be the Bayern Munich versus PSG. This is retake because this was the final of the Champions League last year. But I think this year, Munich has been letting in too many goals. They score a whole lot, but they have let in too many goals. And PSG, though they haven't had much additions, except that they changed their coach, and they have Mauricio Pochettino, who was at Tottenham. And also Neymar has been injured for so long, and Mbappe has been carrying them. And so he has matured because of this new role. And here's the good news. Neymar and Di Maria, they have just come back into the team. All right? They have this guy, Moise Kean, who was at, he was formerly at Juve. He was transferred to Everton, and then he's now over on loan with PSG, and he's doing well. All right, but you never can underestimate this Bayern Munich team. All right, they are a very good side. Alphonso Davies, Alba, Kimmich. I mean, very good. I'm not even talking about the big forward. I'm not going to mention his name. You all know him. I'm not going to mention his name. This guy is a clinical, probably the best. I'm not going to tell you his name. All right, let me tell you, Lewandowski. I mean, I think City are going to have a hard time matching him up. But I just think Pep needs to win the Champions League. And he doesn't want to meet Munich, so I'm going to pick PSG. to beat Bayern Munich. Yeah? Madrid, Liverpool, City, Dortmund, Porto, Chelsea, Munich, PSG. Now, the winner of the Munich PSG will end up playing City or Dortmund. And then the winner of the Madrid, Liverpool will play Porto, Chelsea. Now, if Liverpool and Chelsea meet, oh my, woo, I am going with Liverpool. But if Madrid and Chelsea meets, I'm going with Madrid. I'm almost eliminating Porto. So if Liverpool and Chelsea meet, I'm going with Liverpool. If Madrid and Chelsea meet, I'm going with Madrid. That's me. All right? Now, on the other end, if City meets PSG or City meets Munich, City is going to win. So City is going to be in the final, and I'm not sure who they are going to meet. But City will be in the finals. I am sure. So that's the roundup of what is happening in the Champions League and the Europa League. Very few Premier League games this week. Tottenham beat Aston Villa by 2-0. Arsenal tied 3-3 with West Ham. Those were the two notable games. There was a Fulham game with Brighton where Brighton defeated them by 3-0, further pushing Fulham down into the relegation zone, probably getting them all knocked out. Tottenham has moved up to around 7th place. Not much to speak of over there. Good that they rebounded after their defeat in the Europa League, and Arsenal had an opportunity to climb up the table a little bit, but that did not happen. The big thing was, of course, the FA Cup, where you had Leicester City beating Manchester United. You have Manchester City winning their game against Everton easily. And then you have Chelsea, who defeated Sheffield United easily, and Southampton won their game as well. So Southampton will play against Leicester, and Man City and Chelsea will play. Again, I'm picking Manchester City and Leicester to meet in the final, and Manchester City is going to win that. That will mean Manchester City will defeat Tottenham in the Carabao Cup. That's 1 title. They will defeat Leicester in the FA Cup. That's 2 titles. They will win the Premier League. That's 3 titles. And I think they're going to win the Champions League. Quadruple. Been a while, but I think they're going to do it. That's how good I think they are. I really don't want it to happen, and I hope there are a couple of surprises in all of that. But that's my prediction where that is concerned. Now, the players go off for the international break, and then the Premier League picks up back on the 4th of April with a big game with Arsenal taking on Liverpool. Looking forward to that. But I want to share a couple of things with you with the Jamaican squad. They have invited 2 additional players for the game against the USA in Austria on the 25th of this month, the 25th of March. That is this week. In fact, youngster called Casey Palmer, 24 years old, former Chelsea academy player, who now plays for Bristol City as a midfielder, almost like a Ravel Morris. So that will be good competition between Casey Palmer and Ravel Morris once Coach Theodore Whitmore likes him and sees him. Very good. Watch him a couple of times. He plays well. In fact, Adrian Mariappa plays for that Bristol City team, and he has always been encouraging Casey Palmer to play for the Reggae Boyz, and finally he has made that decision. And there is also a Jamal Lowe. Jamal Lowe is a 26-year-old who plays on the wing. He's a forward that plays on the flanks. He plays for Swansea City. He's a very good goal scorer, very skilled. He uses both feet, very speedy, good defensively as well. And so these are 2 additions to the Eastern Pinnock, the Liam Moore, the Wesley Harding, all of these other players, Antonio Valencia, who will not be a part of this game, but will be a part of the squad going on. All right, but I want to end on a very troubling note with this whole thing. Listen, again, I believe that if there is any possibility that, and maybe this is an appeal to corporate Jamaica, I'm asking corporate Jamaica, because The issue is $550,000, 60,000. Let's calculate it. $60,000 per person, which is 30 persons, which is 160 times 30, 1.8 million. I think that's what it calculates, 1.8 million. I believe. 60,000 times 30. Yeah? All right, hold on. 1.8 million. Hold on, we get a big old calculator. See there? Big old calculator. Watch it now. Watch this. Because 60,000. Hold on. Times 30. See that? All right. We're good. 1.8. Okay? 1.8 million. That's what I would say is really the sticking Jamaican dollars. That is the sticking point. $500 US. 500 US. If the players were to get 500 US more per game, 1.8 million per game, this contracting would be resolved, because the issue is not the incentive, the issue is the basic. Now, let me talk to the JFF, because I'm a very strident supporter of the JFF. But let me talk to the JFF. All right, watch this. If someone were to come in and give you this money, here's where you have to be serious. Would you don't give it to the players? Because watch it. Even if you have personal issues with the players, it may not be these players that you're giving the money, because these players may not even be in the squad. Follow me? So even if you have personal issues with the players and you feel like they are being too hard, some of them may not even make the squad. So if you can find the money, do it. So here is what I believe. If the Premier League, in a span of around 8 months, could find 100 million Jamaican dollars for the local Premier League, that is not as marketable as the national team, given that we have players like Leon Bailey and all of these prospects coming through. I believe the JFF should be able to find $60,000 to give to a player. $1.8 million per game. That's it. Jamaican. I don't think that is too much to ask the JFF to do at this point. The problem is, though, I think that because this is personal, you don't want that player to get the money or that player to get the money. I am saying, let the squad pay the money, let the squad select itself. Because the truth is, this is me. Based on what I've seen over the years, I would say from the squad that we normally have, Andre Blake has a space in it. Damian Lowe, I think, has a space in it. Kemar Taxi Lawrence has a space in it. Alvas Powell has space in this team. Shamar Nicholson has space in this team. Young Tyreek McGee has space in this team. Corey Burke has space in this team. And I may be missing out a one and two. Somebody can remind me. All right? Now, if you can find a way, because some of the other players are not going to make it. And I mean, depending on who you get, a player like Kemar Lawrence may have to work harder to keep his place. Alvas Powell may have to work harder to keep his space in the team. So I am saying you could at least offer that in the contract now. And I want you to think about it, because we should not allow personal conflict to interfere with the negotiations. There's nothing to prove. There's nothing to prove. Because if this fails, it is not the players who fail. It is Jamaica that fails. I want you to hear me. Now I know that there is this idea that there's no money out there and we don't have the money. Fine, but if the Premier League, if Mr. Williams, Christopher Williams, can in less than a year find $100 million, there must be Jamaican in the diaspora. We have so many English players. There must be players out of England. must be players in America and people who are willing to contribute, even if you have to start a little drive, a GoFundMe. So I'm saying to the JFF, start a GoFundMe and people will put money in it, but negotiate. We cannot. And I don't want us to punish the players instead of trying to find a pathway. Don't punish them. Maybe, like listen, I don't believe that their offer for 7,000 was right, but they have made it. They are willing to negotiate. They are willing to come down. So if you said 2.5 and then they reject it, here is what will happen. The Jamaican people will be on your side. All right? Here's the other thing. All right? If you don't go to the World Cup, remember, it is sponsorship. You don't lose $1.8 million per game. You don't. Because it is not your money. So all you would be contributing from your present resources is the 2,000. So sign a deal. Companies are looking to rebound out of this economical, financial crisis that the place is in. New companies are emerging and launching. Start a GoFundMe. Call on the Jamaican public, home and abroad, to find 1.8 million Jamaicans per game for the players. And this issue will be resolved. But we have this punishment mentality. And listen, everybody know, I have been strident in defense of the JFF. But today, I want to lay some things on the table because I think we have closed down our minds and we have shut off all thinking and all option because we're adamant and Jamaicans right across, and that is why we have so much crime. We have to prove that we are the boss and we are the done. Listen, the greatest among you, the scripture teaches that, Bible teaches that. The greatest among you is that you're servant. The purpose of the system is not for the people to serve the system, for the system to serve the people. So the job of the JFF is not to find a way to punish the players, it's to find a way to appease the players. And how do we do that? We find means and ways of making things work. I want you to hear me. I am sure that there is $1.8 million per game out there in Jamaica and the diaspora to give to the players. And this will make the players happy. So players, if there's a way that you can accommodate them, do it. But JFF, I'm encouraging you. I am encouraging you. Because listen, players, if you do it to me, listen, I always tell people this in leadership. If they do it to me, they will do it to you. And here's what other players are going to think. If this is how you treat the players that have been there for so long, how are you going to treat me? Don't think because a player says, I will play, no, he's going to continue playing. Because you're going to run in the same crisis with them. So let's solve this issue right now, once and for all. I am sure. Put it to you. Thank you for joining us for another episode. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you when I see you, and if I don't see you, it's because I wasn't supposed to see you. God guide. One and all. Stay strong. Live long. I am sure.
You're watching IRITimesTV.com. We bring the Caribbean to you.
IRITimes TV mobile app is here. Yes, download the IRITimes TV app today and discover all the great programs on IRITimes TV. Food, travel, entertainment, health, movies, and so much more at your fingertips. IRITimes TV mobile app is here. Download it now on all your mobile devices. Download the IRITimes TV mobile app today. Watch IRITimes TV on Amazon Fire TV and Roku. Download IRITimes TV on your Amazon Fire Stick and Roku device today. Watch IRITimes TV, we bring the Caribbean to you.